It's a long time since my computer's been on, but I turned it on because I want to update my phone, and I think I've kind of broken my phone. I did do a blog from the hospital, from the MRI scan yesterday, but for some reason my phone just cut out. I think it was either too long or too big. I'm really not doing too well. My appointment yesterday was running an hour late, so I was sat around for an hour. That didn't bother me at all. That was actually fine. It was probably what bothered me was, and this sounds really stupid to anybody who doesn't know about my condition, but it was the laying down to go into the to go into the MRI scan. I haven't laid that flat since my last lumbar puncture. That would have been when I was that flat. And the thing that hurts the most about a lumbar puncture for me is that first bit when I lay down and my head starts throbbing. I mean, that's the worst part. Most people will say it's the needle going in my back, but I can handle that. It's IIH brain that I can't handle. And when you go into the CAT scan, just so that you get an idea of what it's like, because I don't think I've ever heard anyone describe what it's like to have a why am I calling it a CAT scan? An MRI scan, sorry, you can tell my brain's frazzled. Basically, I really wanted to cross my arms like that as I went in, but when they say it's claustrophobic, they're not joking. It is because you have to have your arms by your side, because there is no room to have them up here. There's no room to even cross them, and especially not with my large chest. Maybe if you were like a size 8, you might be able to get away with it, but even then, you kind of, yeah. So what they did is basically they lay me down, which was for me the worst part. I thought I was going to throw up. Luckily I hadn't eaten, and I did that on purpose so that I wouldn't be able to throw up, because I was like, well, if there's nothing in there. So they lay you down and they put you your head goes into like a bowl, half a bowl. That's fine, not a problem. Because they're scanning your head, they put like this cage on your face. I can understand why people would freak out at that part, because at that part I was thinking, this is really close to my face. I had industrial earplugs in. They were proper, they weren't cheap earplugs at all. So I put the earplugs in, couldn't really hear what they were saying. Then they chock blocked like 2 foam blocks to keep my head from moving, and I thought, I'm not going to be able to hear anything, because I couldn't hear what they were saying to me at all. The only reason why I know I kept getting told off about my arms is because he kept pulling them down. I was like, okay, obviously I'm not supposed to have them there. And as I was sort of reversed into the machine, it was very smooth. I mean, I must admit, the way you glide into the machine, or the machine goes over you, I'm not too sure how it works. And you have obviously the panic button in your hand, but But my biggest advice is, as soon as you're laid down, you close your eyes. Don't even close your eyes and think of you somewhere else, because if you open your eyes, I can understand how people get freaked. I'm not quite sure, because obviously I wear glasses, so it was kind of good in a way, because when I was fully in the scanner, I did sneakily open my eyes, and I'm not too sure what I saw, but it was like a window, and I'm sure I saw the ceiling, but I don't know. But I decided that I wasn't going to concentrate on whatever this was in front of me, and I closed my eyes again. And I thought that was going to be the worst of it, the claustrophobicness. I had been told that it's like, someone said it was like a pneumatic drill, and then it was like the CT scan but just a lot noisier. Well, the CT scan was like putting your head in a washing machine. It literally, it was the spinning of it. But laying there, and I was thinking, what I was doing was, I knew I couldn't move my head, my neck, anything else. So I decided that the only part of my body I was allowed to move was my toes. And I've used this method for loads of things, for the dentist, for lumbar punctures, for whenever I get nervous, for when I'm in meetings and I'm not supposed to say anything, or just, I've used it loads, and it's basically wiggling my toes. And it's like, I concentrate, that's all I think about, is wiggling my toes, wiggling my toes, wiggling my toes. And as you can imagine, wiggling your toes for so long, it does start to get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm tired now. I can't be bothered to wiggle my toes. And I did get to that stage, and I'd noticed that the whole of my body had relaxed, apart from my little feet going nuts. And I just sort of slowed it down, and just, at that point, I knew I was okay. I knew the sound had been going off for at least 5 minutes, and I lay there wanting to try and describe what this sound was like. And I was trying to associate where I could have heard something like this. And sorry for anybody if I offend their music taste, but it was like a really bad dance record or rave record, because it was like and there was a musical pattern to it, and I sat there thinking, I could make this into a tune. And I did try, and I was sort of thinking, well, I wonder which part of the scanning, because you do feel that you move when you get in there. Obviously they put you in, but then when they're looking or whatever they do, they move the position of the machine or the position of you, I'm not sure which, so that it's obviously scanning whatever they want it to scan. And then it was like, to me it was like it was going and then there was one where it was, I think it was spinning, and it had five knocking noises, so it went and I was like, oh my god. Because of the delay, I was late getting home, so I was late taking my gabapentin painkillers, which I don't think did me any favours. I didn't think I'd need anyone with me, but I think it might have been a lot easier on me if I'd had someone else to drive. I did have to sit and wait so that my vision was as clear as possible. And I've noticed the pressure in my neck and back really badly. I found it hard to sleep last night. As far as I know, you shouldn't have any effects from a scan. But could have been the taking the gabapentin late. I feel awful. And for anyone who... My face is really out of focus. Hold on. That's probably how the machine sounded. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't drive a car or anything, this is probably a bit hard for you to understand. But I can't believe I've got Sunday, tomorrow, and Monday, and that's it. And I really wanted to make this weekend I just wanted a good weekend. I wanted to go off for a drive somewhere and just spend time with my car. You're all thinking I'm mad now. No, I'm not having a relationship with my car, don't worry. But I know that today I'm just not well enough to drive. I've been passing out this morning. It's getting to me now. If I'm honest, it's getting to me. It's getting to me that surgery is on Tuesday. It's getting to me that basically come Monday night, that's it. We're ticking down. Because that's it, Monday night. Well, my last meal on Monday, that will be it. It'll be tick, tick, tick. And I'm not allowed to drink water after a certain time as well. And even though I won't be in the hospital until I think it's 6 or 7 in the morning, it will be a case of like, this is the hospital. This is happening to me now. And I suppose my way of dealing with it was to pretty much not deal with it. I mean, my bag's packed. I mean, I've done all the practical things, like tidied my flat, and like, I'll be changing my phone, so making sure that there's music that I want on there and games that I want and nothing that I don't want. Maybe a film. Hopefully someone's lending me a DVD player. I've got DS games, I've got my DS, I've got my charger, all that sort of stuff. But I've kind of ignored that I'm going into hospital. It's like I've packed for a boring holiday. And it's starting to hit home that it's not a holiday. But it's also starting to hit home that no matter what I think and how much I've tried to back out of it in the last week or so, I need this surgery. This is not, it's not in my head. This is not something, this isn't just a little headache. See, that lorry going past really hurts my head. Show you again. what I've shaved. Just move the camera up so this is going to be noisy, sorry. So I've shaved quite a bit off. I quite like it. I'm getting used to it, which is obviously what I wanted to be able to do. I have a feeling they're going to go in through the front of my brain, so I have a feeling I'm going to lose a lot of the hair here, which is going to devastate me, because at the moment I've got that much hair that I can quite easily hide it. But I really do like the way that looks. Oh, my hair's gone messy now. But the way that sideboard looks compared to that sideboard. How vain am I? Yeah, it's... And I tell you what, even though I wouldn't say I'm a strong believer in God, but you know what, He's the only thing getting me through this at the moment. Because that and Lego. I tell you, I don't know how someone can say that I'm hard to buy presents for, because you just buy me Lego. I bought myself a Technic Lego truck. Yeah, a waste of money, I know, but at least it's not on alcohol or cigarettes or anything that's going to hurt my health even more. It's on a load of plastic. So yeah, I kind of try not to think that I'm ill, and I don't think anyone else realises that I'm ill, but I really am. And no matter how many happy videos I try and put up, or stay positive, as everyone keeps telling me, and I love when they say to stay positive, because I'm thinking, I miss negativity. How's that gonna work? I do promise that when I'm in hospital, I will try and video at least some of what's going on. Not obviously, you're not going to get into the surgery, but like how I'm feeling on the first day, the second day. I'm going to try and do videos. I have already said that I want everything to be put up on Twitter and Facebook. So unfortunately it won't be on YouTube straight away, so if you've only seen me on YouTube, you need to get onto Twitter. Same username on Twitter and follow me. VDubsTDi. Like I said, every stage of the surgery, like when I'm going down, when I'm in recovery, if I go into critical or whatever happens, I don't know. Yeah, and then when I'm sort of compos mentis, that's when I'm going to let my best mate James leave. Or basically what I want is I don't want to wake up and there not be anybody I know there, because I had that with when I had dental surgery, and oh my, I've talked for too long because my screensaver's kicked in, and it was the most, yeah, it was horrifying because I was so scared, and to wake up alone was, oh, it was horrid. It made it 10 times more scary. My computer's crashed, I think. Hopefully it's still recording. So now I've just got to fill in and waffle until I can press stop. which I'm sure is not going to be a problem for me. So yeah, and obviously hopefully I've got an amazing offer for when I come out. One of my friends who still lives at home has turned around and said, well, you know, you can always come and stay here at ours. And normally I'd be like, no, 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 and all proud and stubborn. But for once, I sort of turned around and went, yeah, if you could ask your parents, that'd be amazing. In fact, that would probably do me the world of good to be let out and to have being like a normal family, and just, I mean, I know they don't smoke, they don't drink, there's not going to be no temptations or anything there. And what is going on with my computer? It's foobarred, guys. Oh, there we go. Right, seems like it's all still recording. 21 minutes? If you've sat here for 21 fucking minutes listening to me, you've either not got a life or you really care about me. If you've not got a life, you're probably as ill as I am. So big hugs. And if you really love me, big hugs anyway. I might try and make a shorter video. Anyway, what is it? 3 days to go. .com. Yeah. Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 2 days. Anyway.